welcome back to our channel. So for today's video, I will be giving you guys a makeup tutorial on this look here. It's actually something that I kind of just threw together. I really didn't know what I was doing before I started, but I love the way this look came out. I kind of just wanted to do something that was pretty bold. I hadn't done a pretty bold eye in a while, so I figured, you know, why not go ahead and play with some color and then add a pop of color in the inner corners. So I will say for this tutorial, before I get started, I did use quite a few new products. Actually, not that many, but just a few new products that I wanted to mention before I start the video. So as you'll see in the video, I use a new foundation, and that is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation. I have been hearing a ton about this new foundation, and so I figured why not go ahead and try it. I know Alisha uses it and she loves it, so I went ahead and tried it. I went ahead and bought it last night, and so this is like a legit first impression of this foundation, but I will say, you guys, I was actually quite impressed. I will say that I'm not a huge fan of the coverage because it is a little bit more on the light to medium side, and you guys know I love full coverage foundation. So that's the only thing about it, but I will say that it is buildable. I believe I applied about 2 coats of this foundation, kind of give me a little bit more of a fuller coverage. It's still not exactly where I wanted it to be, but it was actually pretty good. And then I also tried a new foundation, as you can see, kind of have a theme going on, drugstore. But I did use the new Maybelline Master Concealer in the shade medium. I actually really am quite impressed with this concealer, you guys. It's actually pretty full coverage. It's not too thick at all, so it actually blends out pretty well. I just used a beauty blender to blend it out. You'll see in the video, I just used a beauty blender to blend it out, and it blended out pretty well, and it just gave a really nice finish. I also picked up the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush, and I will say, you guys, I am actually loving this brush. In this tutorial, you'll see that it actually blends out really nicely, and this brush here is only $6. Again, all of these were pretty cheap. This is the look, you guys. I hope you all enjoy this tutorial. If you are watching it and you enjoy what you see, then go ahead and give it a thumbs up and also subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so as you can see, I'm starting with my brows already done, and then the first step is to prime our eyelids. I'm using the Urban Decay Primer Potion, and this helps to ensure that your eyeshadow stays in place all day. So moving on to the eyeshadow, I'm taking the Morphe 35O palette and just taking that light orangish shade and applying it right in the crease. That's more of a transition color, kind of help make sure that all the colors that I use blend together really easily. Next is the star of the show, and that is the color Erotic by ColourPop. I actually purchased this eyeshadow, I feel like last summer, and I had never worn it, so I pulled it out for this video. It is a really bright red eyeshadow with a little bit of shimmer, and so I'm just using my finger to apply that all over the lid, and as you can see, it's very bright and bold. And then again, once I've applied that, I'm going to go back in with that same transition color and just blend out the edges of that eyeshadow. And I'm just using a Morphe fluffy brush. It's a bit tapered, so it's really good for getting into the crease area and blending out those harsh edges. So now to add a bit more dimension to the eye, I'm going to be taking these 2 brown shadows, I'm mixing them together, and then applying that right on the outer V corner. To me, I didn't want to leave it just the way it was because it didn't have enough dimension for me, and because the red is really bold, I want a little bit of something to kind of contrast the boldness, so I chose to go with just some dark browns. So as you can see, I'm just applying that to the outer V corner with this Morphe brush. I will leave all the brushes down below, but it's just a Morphe brush. I'm just applying it to the outer V corner to kind of just deepen it up a little bit. And this step is all about building it up. I didn't go in with too harsh of a color or too much color at one time. I'm kind of just building it up as I go to kind of give me that really nice pigment that I want. And of course, when you're done with the eyes, you can go ahead and clean up any excess fallout using just a simple makeup wipe. That's what I'm using, just kind of clean up under my eye there. Now moving on to my face routine, I feel like this part is pretty straightforward. I pretty much do the same routine that I do in every other tutorial, so I won't talk too much throughout the actual face routine, but I will say that I'm using the Becca Primer, of course color correcting with the LA Girl Pro Concealer, the Orange Corrector. And then for foundation, I mentioned that I will be using the L'Oreal Pro Glow and then the Maybelline Master Conceal for concealer. So I'll shut up here and just kind of let this part play through. So to set my under eye concealer, I'm also using one of my new recent favorites, which is the Airspun powder. I picked it up at Walmart, and it is just a light translucent powder that's really affordable, but actually sets really, really well. I think it was like $5 or $6, but it's actually a really bomb alternative to the Laura Mercier powder. So I have been using that recently to set my under eye. And then to set my face, I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Setting Powder. I wanted to see kind of how the foundation and the powder pair together, since they are both drugstore and they are both pretty affordable. They actually paired pretty well. So I'm actually quite pleased at the way the whole look came together. To bronze up my skin, of course, I use my MAC Studio Fix powder in NW48. I always use that to warm my skin before contouring. And then to contour, of course, I am using the CoverGirl Ebony Bronze Bronzer, also my holy grail. I love it. And then, of course, I'm contouring my nose and then moving on from there. For blush, I am using the MAC Raisin Blush, and I'm just applying that, of course, to the cheekbone area. And then for my glow, I'm going to be using or mixing the MAC Global Glow highlighter as well as the MAC Gold Deposit highlighter. And I just love this combination. Both the Global Glow and the Gold Deposit give a very gorgeous highlight, because Global Glow is more on the silvery side and Gold Deposit is more on the gold side. So both of those pair really well together. Now to set my brows, I am using mascara. I actually learned this trick from Alyssa Forever here on YouTube. She suggested setting your brows with mascara, just very lightly setting with mascara, and I have literally been loving this trick. It just makes the hairs pop a little bit more. It kind of darkens them up just a little bit. So I use mascara to set my brows, and then for the inner corner, I am mixing the Snapdragon eyeshadow as well as the Sour eyeshadow from ColourPop, and just mixing those together to give me that really pretty green inner corner. I lined my waterline using a white liner from LA Girl. I did that, of course, in both eyes, and now I'm just applying my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara to my bottom lashes. I didn't apply any eyeshadow or anything to the lower lash line because I want to keep it pretty simple at the bottom, so just liner and mascara. Now for the finishing touches, I will be lining my lips using the MAC Chestnut Lip Liner. One of my favorites. Chestnut and MAC are definitely my two go-tos. So I just used Chestnut for my lips, and now I'm applying the Trap Liquid Lipstick by ColourPop. I wanted something, of course, pretty neutral on the lips since I do have a lot going on in the eye, so I figured this lip paired really well with this eye look. And once you are done with all of that, here is the final look. I hope you all enjoyed the tutorial, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye, you guys.